Hi guys, this is Carolina Varsity's 2015. We're going into week 11, and we're going to take a look at the Big South 2A, 3A, and how things look currently and in the playoffs. I'm Dale Ross.
I'm Anthony Perkins.
Okay.
Well, in the Big South, South Point pretty much wrapped up the conference title last week. Now they could still wind up in a tie provided they lose to both North Gaston and Stuart Kramer, but pretty much with a 7-2 overall and a 5-0 record, they pretty much have, and with their remaining schedule, they look to have the top spot locked up. Ashbrook is right now currently in second place with a 5-4 overall and a 3-2 conference record. East Gaston's got a 5-4 conference overall and a 3-2 conference record, but Ashbrook beat East Gaston in the head-to-head. Forest View has a 4-5 overall record, a 3-2 conference record as well. So those three teams, conference-wise, are tied for second place right now. Forest View's drawback is they only have a 4-5 overall record, and they've got to play Hunter Huss and East Gaston. So, and then East Gaston has played Stuart Kramer Friday night, where they should get a win, and then they wrap it up with Forest View. Ashbrook has got the easiest track to the number 2 spot because they play Lake Norman Charter, and then they play. Well, I say the easiest, but it's a toss-up whenever they play the final game against Ashbrook, right, because either team could win no matter what the records are. The second, third, and fourth spots could rotate around between this Friday night and next Friday night, depending on who wins and who loses.
Right.
North Gaston has got they're going to be the last place team in the 3A side of the bracket with a 3-6 overall record and a 1-4. They have South Point this Friday night, Lake Norman Charter to wrap it up. So they should go. They have a good possibility of going 1-1 in the last 2 games, which would give them a 4-7 record and a 2-5 record for the conference. But as far as playoff purposes, they're pretty much out of it.
Right.
In the 2A side of the bracket, Stuart Kramer's 5-4 overall, 2-3 conference. Hunter Huss is 3-6 overall, 2-3 in the conference. They're tied for first place, but Hunter Huss got the nod because they beat Stuart Kramer last Friday night. Lake Norman Charter's 3-5 overall, 1-4 in conference. They only play 10 games, not 11, and they've got Ashbrook and North Gaston left on the schedule, and chances for them picking up a win look pretty slim. But depending on what Hunter Huss does against Forest View and Ashbrook, and which is both conference games, and what Stuart Kramer does against East Gaston and South Point, they could flip flop. Even though Hunter Huss has got the edge, if Hunter Huss loses out, and Stuart Kramer just wins one of those games, they'll assume the first place position and win the 2A side of the bracket conference, and then Hunter Huss will come in second. But if that does happen, Hunter Huss is going to be in danger of missing the playoffs because of their overall record.
Right.
So that's what I've got. Top to bottom, overall in the conference, throwing out the 2A/3A side, it'd be South Point first place, Ashbrook in second place right now, East Gaston and Forest View tied for third place because they've not played a head-to-head yet. And then North Gaston will be in the 5th spot. No, I'm sorry, Stuart Crane will be in the 5th spot. Hunter Huss will be in the 6th spot. North Gaston will be in 7, and Lake Norman Charter will be number 8.
Okay. Just to look at what the report has to say on its projections at the end of the season. So it's saying that out of 3A that South Point and Ashbrook will be the automatic qualifiers. But of course, South Point, as you say, and actually has them finishing up with a 9-2 record. So they'll report a 9-1 record. So should get a pretty good seed. And Ashbrook, it says, will report a 7-3 record. Report saying out of the 2A that Hunter Huss and Stuart Kramer will be the 2 playoff teams. And of course, if things go the way the report's saying, since Hunter Huss beat Stuart Kramer, they would get the number 1 out of the 2A.
Right.
And the report thinks that Forest View and East Gaston will both make the playoffs. It has Forest View finishing with reporting a 6-4 record, and East Gaston reporting a 6-4 record. So I guess that means some teams are going to win some ball games here in the final 2 weeks of the season.
So they're projecting Forest View to win out.
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, that's possible, but I don't think you can count East Gaston out because
Right.
they've come along, they've come on here lately, and Forest View seems to be sliding back.
Hmm.
Especially they had a 21-point lead that disappeared against Ashbrook last week in the fourth quarter.
Right.
So you know it's hard to tell, and of course now for Forest View, Mo Neal is that team.
Right.
And if Mo Neal is having a good night, if he has a good night against East Gaston, and if they can incorporate him into the run as well as the passing game, then I'd give Forest View the nod over East Gaston.
Mhm.
But whenever they played South Point 2 weeks ago, Mo Neal was completely non-existent in the
Right.
running game. So, and East Gaston's got a pretty good defense. So, we just have time will tell.
Right.
Time will tell.
Exactly. Okay, well, that's the look at the Big South and what we think might happen. So you could consider the playoffs, or I think especially if I'm Hunter Huss or Stuart Kramer, I'd want to try to pick up another win. But,
Yes.
I think both of them are going to be playing on the road regardless, except for the fact that Hunter Huss would be a #1 seed in this projection. That's right, a #1 seed will get a home game.
Home game, yeah.
Regardless of the record. Okay, well, check the report out. It's available on the site, and we'll come back at you next week. I'm sure something may change this Friday night. Everybody enjoy the ball games.